Hello everyone, I'm Kathy Lean here from BK Forex. We had some big headlines this week that rocked the financial markets. And what I hope you're learning with my videos is that fundamentals matter as stocks jumped to a 1-month high on growing talk of a Russian ceasefire and a pledge by Russia to reduce its attack on Kiev. Unfortunately, it looked like it was another bluff by Russian President Putin to reposition his troops for a new assault on the Donbass region. Currencies followed suit, with the euro rallying in the hope that there could be an end to the war, but then crashing lower as they realized that this is nothing more than another high-stakes maneuver in Putin's game. I've done a number of videos since the Russian invasion began on the war trade, like how to trade risk on, risk off, which currencies will benefit, and what's the best way to approach geopolitical risk like this. You can find those videos in the description below and the trades that we've taken based on the incoming news flow. What I've learned, what I hope you learned, is that fundamentals can have a significant short and medium-term impact on how equities, currencies, and commodities move. Technicians, those who live and die by the charts, will tell you that everything is reflected in the price, but I believe that the story determines price. You won't be able to convince me that the chart anticipated the ceasefire talk, but what I will admit is that the price reflects sentiment. Investors pounded the euro lower over the past few weeks, and the currency pair became deeply oversold, dropping to its lowest level against the US dollar in 10 months. Everyone was desperate for some good news. They saw that Ukraine national forces were making headway in reclaiming land, and the first suggestion that Russia could be amenable to ceasefire triggered a wave of optimism that drove the euro and equities higher. Then, Russia's deputy defense minister officially presented the decision to sharply reduce military activity around the Ukrainian capital to quote-unquote increase mutual trust for future negotiations. And the bulls went wild. But as it turns out, shelling and bomb attacks in Ukrainian cities did not let up, and many experts now believe that Russia is trying to regroup, resupply, and reinforce its troops for another wave attack. I think we've learned by now that you can't trust Putin, and maybe you knew that all along. Actions speak a lot louder than words. So the best trade turned out to be the Putin Fade Trade. At BK Forex, we traded it both ways. We bought euros against the US dollar, as you can see in this chart. We also bought against the Japanese yen, Australian, and Canadian dollar on Tuesday morning at the New York Open as the headlines about ceasefire discussions hit. All of those trades hit targets quickly, as you can see in this euro-dollar chart below, or you see in this euro-dollar chart. It was big news, and with euro deeply oversold, I knew that there was going to be a strong relief rally. We pressed the trade further during the Asia session by going long euro-Aussie, like you can see here, and euro-dollar, assuming that Asian traders will also view the news with relief. But by Wednesday, it became clear that the Russian government cannot be trusted. So I started selling euros again, this time against the yen. It wasn't so easy at the onset because we were early into the trade, but it eventually hit target and we caught some pips in euro kiwi as well. And then on Thursday, it became abundantly clear that the Russians weren't letting up on their attack. So we went short euro yen over here at these different points, and CAD yen, the quintessential risk-off trade in this case. Euro was a good sell because of its vulnerability to Russian sanctions and the public fight that Euro area nations were having with Putin over paying for oil in euros or rubles. The Canadian dollar was a good sell because the U.S. released strategic oil reserves, sending oil and gas prices plunging lower. Both trades hit profit targets, giving us some very nice pippage. For now, the best trade is the Putin Fade Trade. Until he gives us a reason to believe him, don't. If you want to trade with me every day, check out bkforex.com.